Hey guys, I'm on my shaman. I am in Outlands. That's my talents, isn't it? Damn it. I am in Outlands, the other planet outside of Azeroth. I will explain this at some point later. But, I wanted to make a more serious kind of video. Kind of more personal, explaining myself out a little bit. Because, in a little bit, I'm going to be doing a series, with a friend of mine who I play WoW with. We're going to be talking about I guess controversial things, abortion, gay marriage, stuff like that. Just our opinions on it. We don't necessarily agree on everything, but we've seen that even when we disagree, we do it respectfully. So we thought maybe doing some Skype and discussions would be fun. I'm not gonna necessarily call them debates because I feel like doing internet debates, there was really just spewing insults at each other and feeling good about it. So we're not gonna be doing that. They're gonna be rather respectful. Um, oh, he's dead. So this video for me, I'm gonna be titling it "Defending My Faith" because as I guess that implies, I'm religious. I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus. He's a pretty cool guy. Yeah, I think you should touch the exposed golden wires. My brother's doing some sort of thing on his side. He doesn't know I'm. Yeah, so he did something. But yes, I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe he is the resurrected, risen Savior, Lord, died, and all that. And I'll get into that later. But I believe in that. I do. I truly do. And some of you watching this, and some people that hear that today, they automatically think that that implies that I'm an idiot or that I'm outdated or something like that. And that's why I guess I'm here to defend that. Um, and people on both sides of the spectrum, either religious or atheist or some other religion or whatever, everybody's wrong. Everybody's got some sort of problem. I've had good discussions with atheists. I've had good discussions with other Christians. Um, I rarely get them, but yeah, they exist. So I'm entitling it defending my faith because I do feel that my faith needs a defense. I feel like it's come under criticism, and as it should. It truly should. A religion that comes out saying, there is a creator God, there is a God who became flesh, who came here to save you from the spiritual, life-threatening sickness known as sin, that humanity has been tainted with since the beginning of time. Something that says that, and something that says that if you don't believe that, you'll burn alive for an eternity. That that should come under criticism. People should look at that and ask questions. There should be doubts. And for one thing, especially in debates against atheists, that absolutely has the burden of proof. When Christians say that denying that you need to prove that, I think that's wrong. I do not in no way at all does somebody who wants to look back and look at clearly only the evidence and then come to a conclusion, in no way should they have the burden of proof. If I'm telling you, and which I am, that I believe in the Christian God and I believe in sin and hell and all that, I have the burden of proof, and that's what I'm gonna try to do. I have to heal, so I gotta switch specs. I'm gonna heal this dungeon, but that's what I'm gonna try to do, or at least explain why I believe that, why I feel that way. The Underbog, I haven't been here yet. Hold on a minute, guys. I gotta switch specs. I got some new gear. I gotta find it in my bags. Wait! Oh, you have 10,000 health. You're fine. You're a warrior. This is gonna be a real boring run. Sorry about that, guys. But warriors... Ooh, that's a pretty shield. Warriors tend to have some good tanking. I like tanking warriors. He's fine. He's got it. He's good. He's good. Still good. Still good. He's still okay. Alright, let's go get him. Let's go make sure he's doing alright. Yes, I don't want it to be tradable. It's my weapon. Let me give him the shield. Where's he at? Do I have to collect anything? No. Yeah, alright. And I'm healing. Cool. Oh, that's a pretty freaking... Look at that. Look at that. Look at that hammer. It's so pretty. Alright, I gotta stop. Where was I? I was doing something. I don't know why I make serious videos WoW in the background, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm about that life. Oh, right. Burden of proof. Burden of proof is absolutely 100%, 120%, whatever you want to say, on the people making a claim such as that. I absolutely. There's no reason it shouldn't be. Um, and this video, I guess, this video is not going to prove God, because God, I don't. Faith goes along with that, and I'm not going to get into that quite yet. I wanted to start off by giving some sort of background on me, personally. Because another assumption and another thing where I've come out with my faith and have been called ignorant or have been called outdated or stupid for having it, um, they assume that I'm only a Christian because I was raised that way, or I'm only a Christian because, I went to church and my parents are Christians, or whatever that case may be. Um, that my faith is not my own, and that I personally, I think you need to have a personal relationship with God. You need to have a personal faith, or else you're not really a Christian. So if I was only a Christian because my dad was a Christian, I wouldn't really be a Christian. That's where I stand on that. I was not really raised in the church. My dad bounced around churches to see what he liked. He was a Christian, yes. My mom, I didn't really quite live with my mom. She's Catholic, I think, right now. But I mean, I don't really know. I've never talked with her about her faith. I bounced around different Sunday schools, bounced around meeting different people, and it was quite awkward. And so I didn't really fit in with the church until I do remember when I was really young, my dad would read me those biblical bedtime stories, but that's all they were. They were bedtime stories. I'll get more on that later, like Noah's Ark and stuff like that. We would read them and we would talk about what they meant. We would talk about what God's promises and stuff like that. That's where we got from them. But I didn't really go to church until like 8, 9, I think, when I started going to my stepmom's church, and I was too afraid to do anything on my own, so I went with her son's. I went with him into uh, his Sunday schools and everything, and that was like years behind me. I was chilling with people half my size, but whatever. I was too afraid to meet people. I was tired of getting bounced around and thrown into different Sunday schools. I just kind of wanted to zombie through it like most people do. But I guess I'll read that because I don't really need it. Do I need to loot this guy? No, I just gotta kill him. So that went on until I was invited to go to I think when I first started going to my youth group at my church is where I really my video with the Harlem Shake was done with my friends at youth group, and that was where I developed my own sort of faith. Um, and it's my own. I know it's my own because it differs from that of my pastors. It differs from that of my father. It differs from that of my priest, or I don't have a priest, of my main pastor and my youth pastors. It differs from that of the people in my church. My faith is my own entirely. And I'm sure there are other people somewhere, and other people that I know maybe who agree with me on certain things, but not on everything. My faith is my own, and I am proud of that. I'm not. I have a personal faith. I'm not just a byproduct of my parents or the church I was raised in, because I wasn't really raised in one church. So that's, I guess, my little mini background. This guy is so easy to heal. I'm not even, like, here. So, Hercules indeed. So, I guess that is my background. Sorry, let's get into what I do believe, what I actually believe, and then I'll get into a little bit on the implications of that in my views on controversial issues and whatnot. Before I will get more into that, of course, when I start making videos with a friend of mine. I won't use his name quite yet because I don't know how he wants that to happen. So, but when I start making videos with him, I'll get more into that. Anyway, I I do believe in Jesus Christ. I do believe in a God that created the world. Um, I believe in Jesus. I believe that humanity is innately evil. I believe that humanity is fallen. I believe that nature is innately evil and that nature is fallen. I believe that the only way to satisfy the wrath of God for sin and for evil is punishment. I believe it's pain, it's punishment, it's repentance. Not repentance, but yeah. And I believe Jesus satisfied that when he died. When he died, He descended into hell for 3 days, and in those 3 days, he spent 3 days in hell for humanity. He was the perfect, spotless, sinless human. Which did not mean to say he did not have emotions. He was angry. He was sad. He cried. He was angry with God. That doesn't mean that he was imperfect. Imperfect means he didn't have sin. He didn't yeah. So I believe that. Things I do not believe that the Bible is the infallible word of God. The Amazing Atheist, who is somebody I am subscribed to, somebody I enjoy watching his videos. He's extremely entertaining, and I actually wish one of these days I can make a response to one of his videos once I get the guts to do it. Because one, I don't know if he'll ever even really reply, and two, I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of criticism. I might cry myself to sleep a few times. But I am a big fan of The Amazing Atheist. Everything he does. I mean, obviously, the only thing I really disagree with him on big time is the religion part. But in one of his videos, he described he I guess he describes me as the moderate Christian, because I believe the Bible is not the infallible word of God, meaning or merely the God inspired word. I think it can't be. Where are we going, and how do I play this game? Oh, what the heck is this thing? I have not been here in a long time. But I do not think that yeah, I don't think everything in the Bible can be taken literally. I don't. Um, for example, Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark, I do not believe was one family saved um, by God from a worldwide flood. But in other mythologies and religions in that area, do I have to loot this guy? No. In other mythologies and religions in that area, especially around that time period, how are piranhas hitting me from the water? I am genuinely curious as to how a piranha all the way down there was biting me. Can somebody let me know? Somebody's got to tell me, because I certainly don't know. He's wrecking my day too. Wow. I died. That's how are you even and why uh I can't reincarnate either. That is I just how did that happen? Why was that a thing? I have like no FPS on Fraps for a minute, so this video is gonna get real choppy. Oh well. Right, Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark. I gotta get all the way back to my body. That was garbage. How did that even happen? So Noah's Ark, yeah, no healer. Yeah, I died. Piranhas can bite through the ground, apparently. So, I don't believe I don't believe Noah's Ark happened literally in the Bible. But again, like I said, if in other mythologies around that area and other religions in the Middle East around that area, like in Mesopotamia and things like that, there are written accounts of a flood, and flooding was common then in that water basin area thing. So how I see it is I do believe there was a big flood. I believe there was some sort of big flood because other religion and mythologies, they all wrote it down. They all said there was a big flood, and I mean, if it's supported by the other religions and they're all saying there was a big flood, I think we could take their word for it and assume there was some sort of big flood in that area. I don't believe it was worldwide, but I believe there was something in that area. And Noah's Ark did not have two of every single species on it. It did not have dinosaurs on it. Absolutely no dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were long dead. Millions of years before that point. The Earth is not 6,000 years old. Ugh, alright. So, yeah, that's really my thought on Noah's Ark. Could a family have been saved from that flood? Yes, that could have happened. That could have why not? That could have happened. That I believe. Were there dinosaurs in two of every single species? No. Were there two of the farm animals that family needed to raise to after the flood ceased? sustain themselves, absolutely. I mean, if I had a big ark, I would bring animals to eat and farm. So I'm sure that was going down. Um, what else? I believe in creation insofar as there is a creator and he is God. However, I do acknowledge I acknowledge evolution as fact. It is not a theory, it is a fact. Evolution evolution is a thing. That you can't denying that. You can only deny evolution intentionally. You cannot truly understand it's evolution's a thing. I can't even I'm having a hard time even really trying that. All right. I do not believe evolution disproves God though. And that's where I want to get back to some more meat, I guess, is it seems that science is always on one side and religion is always on the other. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why it has to be so polarized. Science is not a religious stance, and neither is atheism. So why then is it so they're so why do Christians oppose science so much and assume science is trying to disprove God, and why do atheists attempt to use science to disprove God? Again, back to what I said about how the Bible and religion and Christianity in particular all should be questioned. Absolutely. And you can use science to do that. But I mean, why I don't understand the animosity, I guess. So maybe I can understand that. All right, well, we found this evidence out, and this is going on, and the Genesis story in the Bible is not what we're seeing with natural selection and evolution. Wow, they killed the final boss. I wasn't even awake for that. I feel bad. Well, I'm gonna go get the brain anyway and act like I did it. That's just how good tanks are these days. So I'm gonna look at this. Let's see what's going on in here. Nothing for me. I don't think science. I don't know why there's so. I'll get that later. I don't know why there's so much animosity, um, between them. I don't. All right, because for me, I don't. I am a science thinker. I'm going to be majoring in biology. Evolution is real. That's a thing. I mean, we have common ancestors. We can see it in the genetic code. We can see it in fossil records. We can see it with dating. We can see it by studying different species. And I think there's a word for that called like speciology or something like that. So we can see that. That's an observable, true, 100% not falsifiable thing that happened. Christians will try to say, "Oh, I believe in microevolution, but not macroevolution." You can't. You cannot believe in microevolution and not macroevolution. Macroevolution being bigger evolution, being animals can change over large amounts of times. Right, being the speciation, fucking can't speak English. Ugh. So yeah, you can't have one without the other because microevolution is changes within a species. But if you continue to let those changes go on over a long enough period of time, you can get speciation. Wow, I cannot talk. But you know the word I'm trying to say. I hope, because I'm not gonna be able to say it if you don't. So, uh, but I don't think that disproves God. I don't. God is outside of time. God is a omniscient, omnipresent being. He's outside of time. Outside of time, he doesn't confine can he's not contained by time. So when you're outside of time, he created the world. I believe he created the world. I believe how Moses, I believe it was Moses who wrote Genesis, how he interpreted Genesis was how he interpreted Genesis. I believe he saw it in like a vision in a cave. So, I mean, he was an ancient man. He was not a current scientist. He was no Richard Dawkins. So there was no, how he saw it is how he interpreted it. How I think it happened was God's outside of time. God spoke the words to create life, to create earth, to create things, to make things, and it happened. It took millions upon millions of years. It took species dying out, becoming extinct. That all happened. And I don't think it disproves I don't think the fact that it took millions of years can disprove him. I truly believe that that's how it happened. Wait, do I gotta just drop right down here and turn these quests in? Oh, see, there is a god, because that's allowed to happen. Woo! Didn't have to go running. I couldn't loot the final boss though, so maybe there isn't. Oh no. But, yeah, that's where I am on that. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do it. There is no group. Uh, so that's how I believe in creation. I believe that humanity is a fallen race. I believe in that humanity is innately evil, and that other I probably should have done research on this crap before I went ahead and made a video, but I really wanted to make one. But other mythologies and religions have that idea. Confucius, I believe, has that idea that humans are innately evil and need to somehow redeem themselves from their evil. I'm reading a book right now by Howard Bloom called The Lucifer Principle, which is arguing that all nature, or that nature uses evil, nature uses violence, and you can see that. You can see animals needlessly slaughtering each other, and it's not the warfare for territory, but I mean, there is evil. There's no denying the presence of evil within humanity. I do not believe humanity is innately good. Um, and the arguments for humanity being innately good are things like when people were posting and saying things from the Boston bombing, like, oh, you can see how in times of crises we come together to help each other. Look as we run to go help people. The bombing happened. People bombed each other. People were killed in a terrorist attack. It doesn't matter what happened after that. The fact that that happened, that was an evil thing. So, that's where I am on that one. Let me turn this in. Did I level? No, I didn't. I'm not even close. So yes, I believe in sin and humanity being innately evil. Um, I To get into predestination. Predestination is the belief that in the very beginning, before time timed before before time started, God set in stone everything that will be happening. Everything. God spoke it in the very beginning of time, and that's exactly how it will be forever. God predestined me to make this video. He predestined all of that. I'm against predestination. I don't fully understand it. Maybe that's why I'm against it. But to me, here's where the logical arguments and the logical criticisms of Christianity come into play about how could a loving God allow this to happen? How could a loving God do this? When people say things like it was part of God's plan for your daughter or son to be a miscarriage, it was part of God's plan for that elementary school to be shot up. I That doesn't bring any comfort to me at all. And I don't believe a good God would cause bad things. Do I believe a good God would allow bad things? Yes. I believe a good God will allow bad things, because if he does that, then he gives us free will. Free will is the reason is both the reason God is good and the reason we have evil. We can choose to do bad things. We do choose to do bad things every day. We do bad things. We look at people lustfully. We think about fantasies. When I'm angry, I think about killing people. When I'm with my girlfriend, I think about naughty things. I've done naughty things. That's sin. That's wrong. But yes, Jordan, I said naughty things. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist it. I want to do a battle round. I don't want to do another dungeon, but I'm not gay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead and go back into your Skype conversation. This video is being a lot longer than I thought, but oh well. It's getting the job done. So yes, I believe in free will, and I think free will doesn't make God bad. I think it makes him good. He created if predestination is real, and this is a valid criticism that atheists have brought up, and I entirely agree with them, and I've had this criticism too, regardless of talking with atheists. If predestination is real, and this was one of the bigger things I struggled with before I found my faith, if predestination was real, then God is a master puppeteer slave owner thing who created existence only to glorify himself, only to make his light shine brighter, only for his giant cosmic-sized ego, and we have no free will. He slaughters us. he causes mass deaths and bad things, and he caused sin and all that. So I can't accept that. I can't look at that and be like, well, this makes sense. This is a good God. I also can't look at God and try to dispose human morals on him. I think that's hard, if not impossible, to do, because we're not God, so I don't really. But I mean, that's just logic. It's not really even human morals. It's if he's good, why would he do things like that? Why predestination? That doesn't make any sense to me. Again, maybe I don't understand it. Maybe it's I don't acknowledge it though. Um. So addressing both atheists and Christians, I don't think there's any reason. There are going to be disagreements, obviously. Um. But I don't understand the animosity between both. I don't understand um the Christian animosity and their assumed moral high ground over atheists, and I don't understand atheists' assumed intellectual high ground over Christians. Um, I hate it to break it to you, but we're all human, and so we all suck about the same. We're all about equal in terms of our suckage, our suck capability. We're all about equal. So I don't. I think starting with the judgment and starting with the I'm better than you and I'm holier than you because I'm a Christian, or I'm smarter than you because you're an ignorant Christ fag and you believe in God. I think starting with that instantly destroys any point we're about to make. It doesn't matter if you literally have the concrete evidence against God. When you say, "Oh, you're ignorant and I'm going to disprove your God right now. Haha, I'm so much smarter than you." Yay. It doesn't matter what you're about to say, it means nothing, because they can't take you seriously. They're gonna put up their defenses. Same thing other way around. If I'm a Christian talking to an atheist and I'm like, well, you're a sinner and you're gonna go to hell, and I'm better than you because I'm not going to hell, ha ha ha, well, they're not gonna listen to what I have to say because I'm not being respectful. And it's not a perfect world. I just said earlier it's a fallen world, so we're not gonna get a whole lot of respectful conversation, especially about religion. But I mean, give it a shot next time, because I've had quite a few good ones, and they're really good. I've had quite a few late night theological conversations with atheists that have taught me as much as maybe it taught them. If only about me, if not about the religion I'm trying to defend. Clearly I'm not very biblically literate. I have read bits and pieces of the Bible, and yes, I admit it. I cherry pick things to believe, and I think we have to. I think a law that was written for people of a culture back then who needed and had certain standards that need to be met just for survival doesn't really apply now. And I will get into that when I get into the more the debates, not debates, the discussions with my friend. Which I think I'm gonna end this video up pretty soon. I think I summed up what I believe in, I guess, and why I'm making these videos. I'm making these videos just so that we need to have a respectful conversation with people. We can't just point fingers and call each other bad names and be mean, because I don't like that. So it should stop, because I don't like it. So stop. Um, in the next two videos, I'll explain where I am on different things. When it comes to gay marriage, I am pro-gay marriage. Why? Because it's against the Constitution to not allow gay marriage. They are not marriage, domestic partnerships, civil unions. They are not constitutionally equal. And according to the Constitution, everybody should have equal access to the same rights. So I'm against that. Some of the arguments for gay marriage don't make any sense to me, and some of the arguments either way don't make much sense to me. But that is why I am for gay marriage. You can't, if you're an American and you uphold the Constitution, you cannot be against it. You just can't. It's right there in black and white, or black and faded yellow, whatever the color the paper is now. Where I am on abortion is a little bit more tough, a little bit more touchy. It's a thing. I'm not gonna be able to stop it. It's legal, I believe. I don't think it's illegal federally. Maybe in certain states or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's a thing. And I'm not. I can't stop that. I personally look down on it, but it's less of a religious thing. That's one thing I don't understand about abortion is why is it such why do people use Christianity to go against that? Because there's nothing about abortion in the Bible. If anything, there is some biblically effed up stuff that we've done to babies. I mean, the people in the past have dashed the enemy's babies against the ground. And looking at things in Lucifer principle, we do that so that our tribe can go on. We kill their we kill. I just did Lucifer principle. I just cited my source. I will put the link to that in the description if I have to. Oh yes, I'm 64. I got a pretty new necklace, guys. It's so pretty. Pretty necklace for pretty me. Oh, I'm in combat. Stop. Yay, pretty necklace. Woohoo! I'm prettier than you. Well, really? Oh, wow, that's actually not that bad of a necklace. I thought I was going to go up a lot. I really didn't, though. But, oh, what was I talking about? I was talking about abortion. What, right? Yes, I was. Alright, so, um, yeah, ancient civilizations, in the Bible, and outside the Bible, around that time period, the one tribe, I can't remember the name of the tribe in Africa, it was in Lucifer's principle, we do awful things to babies. So if anything, the Bible has sorta, it's got worse than abortion. It's got just flat out infanticide, or infanticide, whatever it's called. I'm so bad at English right now. So, yeah. I don't know why people use the Bible to go against abortion, but personally, I can understand that. I can understand if you are personally against abortion, because I am personally conflicted with it. People argue that it is a right. People should have the right to abortion. And I think people should have the right to contraception. I think people should have the right to a condom or birth control pills. And see, this is where it gets weird. Because I do believe that. And I'm going to probably wrap it up after this because I do want to save this more for the discussion. But, I... I it's a dicey thing. It's weird. I can't really just act like it's not, but it is. I apologize. It's just weird. To say that people have a right to it is to say that people have the right to, and it depends on what you believe. If you don't want to say it's life at conception, I don't know. All right, I don't really know if it's like I think it is. I like to think it's life at conception. I like to think that at conception it's got its own DNA, it's got its own genome, it's starting to reproduce, it's starting to turn into its own little human. But if you want to say no, it's not a human yet. It's not its own life. It's just a clump of living cells. It's not its own life. It's a clump of living cells. I mean, that's what I hear you say, and it sounds weird. But if you don't want to say it's alive, fine, whatever. I won't argue with that. But to say that you have a right to terminate it, I don't like that. I don't like it being like, oh well, everybody has a right to it. Like our legal system tells you have a right to, if you don't want to say end a human life, you want to say prevent a human life. And I guess, yes, contraception does that, but contraception does that at the halfway mark. They don't necessarily line up quite yet. You're waiting until it's been conceived, there's a baby beginning to to come about, and you're going to put your foot down and stop it and say you have a right to do so. I just don't like the wording on that. Again, I can't really stop it, and it's just for me personally. I'm not gonna say it should be entirely illegalized. I just don't like that. I also don't like the woman's choice argument, but that will be in the video later. The only real reason I brought up abortion is to say that I don't understand why people use the Bible to go against that. To the last few points, I guess, I do not think religion should be taught in schools. That's a big assumption that when I say I'm a Christian, people are like, oh well, should religion be taught in schools or whatever? Like you think this and you think that. Well, you can't just go. I don't assume because you're an atheist that you're a freaking satanic child-eating rapist like some Christians do. So don't assume because I'm a Christian that I'm some, I don't know, Bible beating over the head of everybody else thing either, because I'm not. So if I don't assume what you are, I don't assume what I am. I don't think religion should be taught in schools. I think religion should be everybody has a right to do their own religion in school. I feel uncomfortable with mine in my school, and that's my own fault. My school can't really protect me any better than it does. I just feel like the people and socially and media and culture, I feel like there's a turning point in our culture now. And I mean, it's about time there has been, because every other religion, every other, yeah, gays, it isn't a religion, but atheism and other religions, I mean, Christianity has been bullying them for a long time. So it's about time we get our turn to get picked on. But it sucks. So, but that, I mean, the school can't really change that. I don't think that should be taught in schools. What I do disagree with is Bill Nye and his comment. If you have a religion, that's fine. I respect it, but don't teach it to your kids. Your kids. Your kids shouldn't learn your religion. If you have a religion, that's fine, but don't teach it to your kids. I disagree with statements like religion has held back human advancement. It has held back science. It has held back. Before the Black Plague, the Catholic Church was the premier leading science thing. Like, I mean, if anybody studies biology, Mendel and forgot the other dude's name, fruit fly guy, they came from the Catholic Church. They were monks. All right, monks had a lot of free time on their hands to do plenty of things with plants and flies and stuff, and learn cool things. That was the Catholic Church did not suppress. It was after the Black Plague when that cultural turning point and obsession with that was. I'll get into that. I don't. I might have to redo this video because I was doing pretty bad. But I think watching this and trying to see my pros and cons on it, and I'll be able to do a better job. But I wanted to at least get a rough draft recorded. I'm gonna go eat some pancakes after I kill this big thing. So this might be uploaded. This might not. I mean, I might just upload it just as pre-defending my faith, and then go back and really try to go ahead and try it again. So all right. My throat's starting to hurt because I was talking a lot. I want to drink a mocha. I gotta pee. Alright, I love you guys. Goodbye.